Well, old and crackadated here. It's been a couple of weeks since I put out a video, and I've been so busy trying to get vehicles to run. I decided the most reliable thing to do would be put my old transport bus, old people's transport bus. It came from Bristol, Tennessee and Virginia. Bought it local at a car lot down here when I first moved down here. But I decided, well, the easiest thing to do is go ahead and get it running. I got the fuel pump and fuel lines fixed on it underneath. Well, I shot a little ether in the air intake, turned the thing over a few times, got out to see what was happening, and I had fire under the hood, and I mean a big roaring fire. So got some milk jugs and filled them up with water and kept splashing that in there, and it just kept on burning. Where it was, where the ground squirrels had built nests in there, they had chewed 3 spark plug wires into, and vacuum lines, and the air intake, they chewed a big hole in it. Well, that ether got to the sparks on those chewed off spark plug wires laying on the block. And that's what set it on fire. And there was a nest that I hadn't cleared out. I thought I'd gotten it all, but it caught on fire, and so I've had to, I bought a used air intake. Wasn't cheap, it's $130, but cheaper than $400 and something if you can find a new one, which that's almost impossible. But I've got it coming. It's supposed to be here by the 18th, sometime between the 15th and the 18th. It's in real good shape. It's used, of course, but it's in good shape. And it's got the vacuum hose and everything hooked to it. But I had to get a new fuel pressure regulator. Don't know if the old was bad, but it had enough heat to melt the vacuum tube off the top of it. But that's all the picking I'm going to do. I hadn't picked that banjo in months and months. The last video I did with a banjo was the last time I even picked it up and played it. I've been so busy with everything that I just hadn't been able to play that much. I hadn't spent that much time in the studio, except when I came up here and did that little looper thing. I got to get busy on that RC600 and put together a good one, complete with singing. But I even decided I'd try to get the old Dodge K car going again, and the rats got into it and chewed it up so bad they chewed the wires out of my '79 van, which I thought about putting back on the road because it would be good for camping, and same thing with a bus. I'm planning on doing some camping with it. And I've been thinking about a stealth camp that I'm going to use my e-bike to get to, and take maybe my cot tent on the trailer, and where I'll be setting up will be in the bushes. And it's close enough I can get there with my e-bike and get back. I'm going to take my battery booster with me. Well, I really want to do that, but it's so hot right now. But Misery loves company, so Misery would love to have me along doing a stealth camp at 80 degrees at night. But I just wish my speech would come back, because I love to tell stories, and it's so hard to tell a story when you can't put the emphasis on the right words to make it understandable to people. But I've had so many vehicles break down, and I cannot get that diesel truck to fire at all. I think I may have broken the timing chain or something, the reason that mechanical fuel pump wouldn't pump. Because it hadn't hit a lick since it almost cranked once, but the valve sounds like it rattled real big. Something happened, I don't know what, but I ain't got the fire a bit since then. So I just thought I'd more or less say hello and put a little banjo picking in. Not the stuff I really wanted to do, but I didn't have time to practice. This air conditioner has been doing me misery. I have to come up here 2 or 3 times a day to turn it back on because it shuts itself off. I think it's stuck in an automatic timer mode, and I can't adjust it. But I've got it to run longer by setting it at 61 degrees and putting it on the cool cycle. And if the electricity blinks, it goes off and won't come back on. The automatic feature don't work anymore. Well, old and crackadated, and if it can, it will. And yeah, it did. I hate that bus caught on fire because it burned up. It's got a double hose connector. It's got a vacuum connection under it, and you gotta have that to make the thing run right. but it melted it down to something the size of my fist. The thing's about that long, 2 tubes about that big around. It melted down into a hunk. But I think the rats had chewed through one of the hoses. Is how that ether got over there to the spark. It tried cranking, but then all of a sudden it didn't. I just almost lost it. It took almost 10 minutes to put the fire out because of that squirrel nest. And I've been cleaning it out for over a week. But old&crackadated, and leave me some comments on the videos. The comments have fallen off to nothing. 5 or 6 comments is all I get now. But I need the encouragement. Old&crackadated, and it already has. If it can't, it will.